Yeah, so I guess like I want to just take it back to like before even started Soaring Falcon. And one of the scariest things I thought was like, oh my gosh, like how am I going to do proposal letters? They were, for me, they were really scary because they felt like very legal. So in the UK, like we have to have that as a legal document because in other countries you can like not stress too much about it, but we have to have it as like a signed document that's our legally binding contract. So I remember like seeing like the admin staff or the secretary like typing them all up, putting in their name, their address, and like think and doing like all this stuff. And I thought, and I remember like having to do some and they're checking it over, like, oh, you've made this mistake and you've done this. And I thought, oh God, this is horrendous. Like, I don't really want to be doing this stuff. And then they would then print it off, stick it in the post. Then they'd have to wait for it to be signed and then posted back. And so it'd always be one of those areas where I thought, there's no way I'm going to want to be doing that sort of stuff. And so I actually met like I met Guy from Ignition like probably back in 2000 and I don't know like 12 maybe, I can't even remember exactly. And when they showed me like the solution of Ignition of this like automated like letter of engagement, for me like it was a bit of a no-brainer. Like why would I not want to have automated letters of engagement after seeing the horrendous process from previous um, like previous work colleagues. And so it was like, right, okay, so I can then now send out a proposal and it gets signed and that digital and that's it. There's no post, there's no paperwork, there's no waiting for somebody to come back to me. Not only that, but it just means I can start working with them straight away and not have to worry. So that's like our NDA and our confidentiality agreement and things like that, and it protects us. So for me, it was like one of the first tools that I'd implemented within Soaring Falcon. How it's impacted the business in a positive way is the fact that Ignition are one of the vendors that I value because of their development team as well and how they progress forward. And so all of their features that come out and have released since the beginning of time, they have literally like ticked the boxes like every single time of reducing my internal admin in terms of onboarding. So if I had to then go back to the beginning of like, okay, manual proposals, they've then later on implemented payments. I know we were going to talk about like scalability as well, but it's like if I had to go through and do manual payments, I used to use Go Cardless before and I used to do manual invoices. But then Ignition, they come along and they said, right, we're going to fix that for you. So it's given feedback and then saying, right, we're going to make sure that we automate those invoices that go into the software. So I had this like massive onboarding list of things I had to do every time I signed up a client. And it's still big, but it's reduced. It's probably about 50% of that now because Ignition have decided, right, we're going to fix those issues and we're going to bring that within the product. So now I don't have to do repeating bills. I don't need to take manual payments. I don't need to set a separate software up for, for like the payments. It's all built in within the features of Ignition. So has it had a massive impact on me? Yes, it has. Has it removed a lot of my onboarding processes as a sole practitioner? Yes, it has. I don't necessarily need to have like an admin person because most of that stuff is done within Ignition.